All right, big ball day. We'll just start with our big shoulder openings, bending those knees, opening, maybe a wide stance, rolling and extending and opening. And then we're just going to continue that movement, but we're just going to do it with the ball just for a little extra love here. So you can do wide stance in case your ceiling won't tolerate ball hitting it. Couple more. So you're bending into those knees, getting a little baby squat. Two more. Beautiful. And then bring it right in front of you. Commit. You're going to keep that wide stance, toes turned out. Bring it in for just a second. Pull the belly button in so you're a little bit wrapped around the ball. And then grab it again. Keep that little bit of a tuck as you bend your knees into your plie and stand up. So down and up. If you want to add a little lift at the top, that's fine. And then we're going to add that little drop of the ball, pick it up, lift it up, bring it down, pop it, pick it up, lift it up. And then you can get a little bit of a bounce to it. So you kind of slip it down and then you have to come up for it. And up. Two more. And all right, that may have warmed us up a little bit, I hope. Let's just go ahead and sit right on top of that ball. Find your beautiful elongated Pilates posture. Scoot those hips back a little, get a little bit of a roll the ball under you, and then roll it forward. So like a little bit of a baby cat-cow. If you want to go wider stance, feel free. Couple more. And then we're going to lean that right shoulder in. You can drop it down, press it open. Maybe that left arm will open up. And bring that down. Left arm down. Lean into it, right arm lifts. And bring that down. Big, deep breath in. Hands behind your head. Lengthen out nice and tall. Open those shoulders. All right. And then we'll come back to center. As always, please stay on the ball. Be cautious. Keep your feet either barefooted or shoes. Try not to put your feet on anything slippery. Wide stance, let's go ahead and do that. That should create a nice stable base no matter what we're doing. If you want more challenge, you go to hip distance. If you want the most challenge, you're going to squeeze everything together. You can probably feel how that gets a little wobblier. So let's go back just to hip distance. And all we're going to do right now is a little tuck and tip. We did the big cat-cow. This is just your hips, tucking and tipping, little warm up for that pelvis. Two more. Good. And then let's just do a little side to side, little sway of your hips. Again, trying to kind of keep the torso fairly still, but the hips moving side to side. Then we'll put those together, forward, back, side, forward, back, side, switch it, forward, back, other side, forward, back, side, and then it becomes a circle, forward, back, circle. And again, your whole body may want to do this, but try to see if you can kind of keep your knees about where they are. You might even challenge yourself to bring them together. And make sure you go both directions, just a few more. And then we'll settle. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and turn sideways as we move on. So feet are back to hip distance apart. And just walk those legs straight out. So from that straight position, all you're going to do is bend the knees so that your body slides down the ball. So it ends up at your tailbone. It might be supporting your low back a little bit, but you should already feel those abs engaged. Shoulders back and down, head in line with your spine, chest is open. If you want a little more challenge, widen those arms. See how that feels. Lower them down and then roll up just the tiniest bit, so not all the way up. roll out, maybe open those arms if you want, and just a few more like that. Anytime you want to, you're going to add on by bringing those arms a little higher, right? But always moving them down before you come up. Maybe they go up overhead in a V. They could go up overhead in that I position, but again, you're just being really good, making it a nice small range of motion. So there's never really a break. You're always working those abs. Two more. And last one, bring it back, choose where you want your arms. You're going to be holding this for a few more seconds. Abs in, ribs down, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck and curl and roll a little further out. So this time we're going to roll so that our head is off the ball, but let's support it with those 2 fingers. So this is going to allow us to do the negative neutral. Negative means I keep my chin the same distance from my chest, but I drop my head back. And then without bringing the elbows in like that, you come up. So it's inhale, up and over, exhale, close it down. Ribs pop up, exhale, close them down. So now if you wanted, you could also add a little lift of the hips when your head comes up, and then everything drapes over. Lift of the hips, everything drapes over. Feet can be nice and wide for good support here, or closer together for more challenge. And then if you want more challenge than that, cradle your head in between your arms, create that long lever overhead, so more resistance. And finally, if you want a little extra challenge, when you come up, you lift a knee. And you lift a knee. But don't forget the up and over part. And then we're going to keep sliding out so that now our head is on the ball, but our glutes are off. So let's go wide stance so we can get those hips in line basically with our shoulders. Your arms can be supported here, out here, doesn't really matter. You'll find your balance. A little more challenging, legs in hip distance. More challenging, feet walk together. But if that happens to droop your hips, then come back to hip distance apart. If this is okay with you, lift one heel and then the other heel. If that's okay, lift the foot and then the other foot. If that's okay, lift the knee. If that's okay, lift the leg. And if all that's okay, lift the leg, draw me a circle, go both ways if you can. And just play with that for just a couple more moments, alternating whichever leg you're lifting, or foot or heel. And then as you're ready, roll on back and come on back up into that seated position. And then we'll try our little balance challenge. So now you're going to see if you could lift one foot at a time. If you can lift a foot, see if you can lift both feet. Just please don't fall backwards. If you're able to balance on top of the ball at some point, then you could try a little side to side. You could try a little tuck and lift forward and back. And you could do a circle. Couple more moments of just playing here. And then feet down, shoulders up, back and down. Bring yourself on up, go to your folded mat, and you want to have a lot of space out in front of you. This will also give you a little knee support. And we're going to bring that ball, we're kind of going for the gusto right at the beginning here. We're going to bring that ball in nice and close. We're going to drop our elbows down toward our knees, so we're in a tiny little ball. The elbows are low, face is close to the ball, and then I'm going to roll that ball forward. I'm going to lift all 10 toes, And rather than be on my kneecaps, I want to roll off the knees onto the fronts of the thighs. And then you're going to extend those arms as much as you can to bring your torso into a flat plank position. Then bend the elbows and pull back a little bit. So it's a pike plank move. When you stretch out, try not to let your belly drop, but you're also trying to avoid just keeping your booty up in the air. Two more. And then your challenge is to see if you could stretch out and hold, pull the belly button in, straighten the arms, and then tuck that ball right underneath you. Flop over the ball. Let that ball give you a nice rounded support in your flexion with your tailbone tucked, low back relaxing. And then from there, you're going to widen your stance, tuck your toes, and press your legs straight. And that should bring the ball basically underneath your hips. Hands on the ball for support. And you're going to just pop up into a spinal extension. I'm getting lots of support with my hands. If you want a little less support, come onto your fingertips. And of course, eventually you could just bring your arms by your side and come into extension that way. All right, then we're going to bring our hands down and we're going to slide the ball just the tiniest bit forward at this point. So we're nice squared off position. Bring your feet back into parallel and lift your right leg up. Just holding it there and then gently bring it down. Left leg up and gently bring it down. See if you can keep your feet down and lift your right arm higher, not down here, but higher than your ear if possible. And bring it down. Same thing, left arm. And bring it down. If you want to, you're going to try opposite arm, opposite leg. So I have right leg, left arm. And bring that down. And then right arm, left leg. And bring that down. One more each side. All right, so remember that. We'll come back to that later. That will be an option. But now we're going to walk forward enough that the ball comes underneath our hips and tips our hips into the highest point of your body. Bring those legs together and we're going to work that low back again. This time it's our reverse hyperextension. So I go into that extension, legs together. And then I'm going to lift those legs by rolling the ball forward. So I'm in a nice even position. Then I want your hands to be underneath your shoulders and you want to have at least a foot of space between the back of your hand and the ball because you're going to bend your elbows backwards in a plank push-up, or excuse me, a Pilates push-up. So as your head goes down, your legs come up, right? We're going to try and keep that seesaw motion. If you need more, you can walk your hands a little further forward. I don't need more today. And then you're going to do one more and hold here. So you're in a plank and you are welcome to stay here. If you want more challenge, walk those hands out and drag that ball down to maybe your thighs. Be cautious about being, loosey-goosey. You want to straighten through those heels. You want to press the floor away, pull the belly button in, head in line with your spine. If you want more, once again, walk your hands out, drag that ball maybe down to your shins, press the ball away, flex through the heels, pull the belly button in. And I'm probably going to go off screen, but if you wanted to, You walk that down to your ankles-ish. Really press the floor away, stay tall. And when you're ready, come on out, pull back, flex over that ball. All right, and then we're gonna go back where we were a minute ago when we did the bird dog, either one leg or one leg and one arm. And you can choose to stay there, or you can try lifting both legs and then finding if you could lift both arms for Superman. Beautiful. When you feel ready, come on back. We're going to keep that mat folded. I doubled mine up, so I'm going to undouble it, but I'm still going to have the mat folded. Sit toward the front of your mat so that you're just in front of the mat, right? It's right behind me. And then as I roll down, I end up on the mat. Ball is on the floor, stretch it out, arms out into a T position. Just relax here for a moment. So now we'll go into our bridge, hamstring and glute series. As you're ready, hands come down by your sides. So the same rules apply about wide legs are going to be more stable. Hip distance is normal and close together a little more challenging. So maybe start with hip distance and then just lift those hips in the air. So that's your first option. Your second option would be to hover your hands. Your next option, you might want to put your hands down first, would be to walk the feet together. If that feels okay, lift the hands with the feet touching. And then finally, if you want a little more challenge, maybe put your hands back down again. Lift and lower one leg at a time 3 times. Keeping those hips elevated. So that was level 1. If you want level 2, you're going to roll the ball towards you so your feet are on the face of the ball. Your hips are obviously going to be higher. More stability, wider legs. Less stability, feet together. And again, you can try that one-legged move if you'd like. Hey, baby. What's mommy doing? Hi. Hi. Hi, sweetie. And then if you want the next level of challenge, besides having a cat in your face, walk the ball towards you so that only your heels are on the ball. And again, you're going to be up much higher. Once again, if you choose, you can lift and lower one leg. And the other. And then we're all going to come down and roll back to that first position. Arms out into a T position. That should feel pretty good, nice and relaxed. All right, from there, we go into our hamstring work and then into our glutes. So we're starting here. Hands are down, shoulders back and down, abs pulled in. Lift your hips up in a bridge and drag the ball back by doing a hamstring curl. Now, you can keep doing this or lift one leg up and do a single leg curl for 5. And do the other leg. And then, we get to come down for just a moment. I promise we'll stretch those hamstrings in a moment. but we're gonna get the glute work done. So we lift up, we drag it in, we hold here with the knees bent, the ball close to us. We'll drop the hips and lift them, drop and lift. Knees touching would be more challenging. Just two more. And relax. Very gently roll the ball underneath your left leg, let it roll to the left. Be gentle, grab your right hamstring. And then as you start to feel it loosen, let the left leg roll left, right knee comes right. Maybe draw some circles with your right ankle. Flex through the heel, reach up and pull those toes back as you press that knee down. Nice hamstring stretch there. Then roll the ball back to center, cross that right ankle over the left thigh, press it open, and then bend the left knee to deepen that stretch. Cross the right knee all the way over, drag the ball even closer so the left shin or left calf can rest, and then let the ball or the whole body, lower body tip to the left. And easy back through center. Uncross, roll the ball under the right leg off to the right, and let the left knee come in gently at first. When you feel things loosen up, stretch them opposite directions. Flex through the left heel, reach up, grab those left toes, pull back. I forgot the rotation, so do ankle rotations now. And then roll everything back to center, cross the left ankle over the right thigh, bend the knee, drag it in. And then you can cross that right all the way left all the way over the right. Bring the ball a little closer. Let the right shin or calf rest, and then knees drop to the right. And back through center. We'll untangle all that, grab that ball, and bring it right above you. So at this point, if you want to unfold your mat, you can. I'm probably going to need to move mine a little more center, but for now, let's just hang out here. Deep breath in, exhale, press your shoulders into the ground, inhale, lift them straight up. So shoulder retraction and protraction, arms stay straight. And then one more time, press the shoulders into the ground and squeeze that ball using your biceps and your triceps. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the shoulders, bring them down, squeeze in, hold, triceps, biceps, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, press, squeeze, lift, press, squeeze, lift, press, squeeze, lift, press, squeeze. One more time, lift, press, squeeze that ball. And then we're going to move into an exercise, but I need a little more space over my head. All right, so holding on, squeezing that ball. Arms go up overhead, but ribs stay flat. Squeeze the ball the whole time. Right back up again. Inhale, up and over. So just to add prep, if you want to, you can lift your head, reach the arms overhead, leave them hovering, and then come back down. You could even lift the head, ball overhead, bounce it, catch it, and come back down. It would be a lift, up overhead, catch, come back to center. So whichever one you've chosen, like I said, you can keep your head down. Just do 2 more. And then we're going to take that ball, widen the legs, and put the ball between your inner thighs. Hold it in place, especially if you have slippery clothing, and then squeeze the knees in and hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax it. And then we'll do that again. Squeeze, hold 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. 2 more times like that. Exhale, squeeze. And last time, release and squeeze. All right, so keep that squeeze for now. Lift those legs tabletop. If you want to, the ball can go a little further down, or it can be right there. Give that ball a good squeeze as you lower those toes towards the ground. Toe touch, don't let the belly pop up. Exhale, come back up. You can do this with feet flexed. You can do it with pointed toes. You could change it up, pointed on the way down, flexed on the way up. But it's all about abs and ribs staying nice and tight. And then next time you come up, we're going to let those hips move side to side. And then come to center, take a quick break, hold the ball up, let the soles of your feet come together, inner thigh, passive stretch. You could let the ball rest on your abs if you'd like. And then we're going right back to that, but I'm going to give you a second option. Instead of holding the ball here with bent knees, you could slide it a little bit higher up and go to straight legs. So then it comes our double leg lower. And then ball above you, side to side. Again, you can do this with bent knees or straight legs. And if you're doing straight legs, you could start to get a little rotation. So when the ball comes to the left, to my right, the left leg comes on top. When it goes left, the right leg comes on top. Even if you're here, you can do that same little rotation with bent knees. And then we'll take another inner thigh break before we do the last round. All right, so again, we can be tabletop or we can be straight leg. Tabletop demo first. Legs are going to move left, come up and in, over to the right, and then kind of toe touch away. Then they're going to go right, up and over, whoops, down to the left. So I'm reversing every time. Straight leg, it could be left, up and over, to the right, down and around, to the right, up and over, to the left. Inhale when you start your circle. Exhale to finish your circle, and then reverse. And then finish one more time with that inner thigh stretch, soles of the feet together. Ball can just rest on your abs. And then bring those legs in. We're going to bring the ball back into our hands again. I'm going to do this with lifted head, but option to lower it down in a moment. Legs in tabletop, deep breath in. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders stretch in the opposite direction. Inhale. Sorry, that was an inhale. Tap my knees. Inhale, stretch and reach, double leg stretch. Exhale, tap. Inhale to reach. Exhale to tap. Option, head down the whole time. Another option, I'm going to come up to my knees. I'm not going to bring them in like that. I'm going to come up to my knees and let the legs grab the ball, go into extension, come up, get the ball, go into extension. So that's next option. Final option, legs in tabletop. I'm going to roll up, ball to my ankles, ball to my knees, and extend. Come up, rolling, rolling, and extending. I'm rolling off my mat. And then final, wherever that ball is, whether it's at your legs or your ankle or your arms, stay here, stretch and reach, toes point, legs reach, abs in, holding 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, relax. Again, you can just let the ball rest on your abs. We're going to drop the right knee in, left leg open. That should be a beautiful stretch on your outer right hip. You can let the ball come to your left inner thigh. You can let your right hand press that right thigh down. And then back up through center. We'll drop the left knee in, right leg open. Maybe the ball rests on the right inner thigh, hand on the left outer hip. Beautiful. All right, next one. Fall right here with you. Deep breath in. Exhale, just lift up the tiniest bit. Hold here for a moment. Exhale down. So it's basically our ab prep, but I'm going to give you a couple of options to add on. So the first add-on is the obvious one. It's what we did with ab prep, right? So that arm could go overhead, or that arm could go overhead and you could balance and catch. If you want the next option, only if this is safe for your back, instead of lifting up, you're going to take the ball and try and throw it up here ahead of you so that you have to go get it. And then you're going to try and throw it up back there so that you have to go get it. So you throw it up and you throw it back. Throw it up ahead of you, throw it back behind you. That's a lot of momentum. We usually don't use that. So be cautious. You're not going to do that if you have back issues. Again, another option is to go back to the ab prep with the bounce if you want some entertainment. You could try just a baby lift toss, lift toss, lift toss, lift toss. That kind of isolates your abs the whole time. And when you've had enough, take a little break, rest here for a moment. And we're going to roll over so that we can come up and have that ball and our left hip. And then we'll lean against it, right leg in front, left leg behind. So once again, we're going to use that bottom hand to help us lift up for a little side bend, a little oblique action. You don't have to use the whole hand. You could come up onto fingertips. And if you wanted to, you could use no fingers. That top arm lifting, if you want a little more, arms are in a T. If you want a lot more, arms are in a V. And try and keep them in a V as you do it. Don't let them, windmill. And relax. We're going to take that top arm, bottom arm out here in front or by here, and we're just going to lift it 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. We're going to relax by letting our body kind of drape over that ball. So I'm going to bring my right arm up and over and get support here. We're going to stay on this side, but this time, when I come up and over the ball with my hip, I'm going to let my left hand be on the ground for support. But instead of staggering my legs, they're going to be in a straight line, which is more challenging. Top leg is going to lift, and you're going to draw tiny circles in one direction, and then reverse. And then make medium-sized circles, and reverse. And then big old circles, maybe the size of the ball, if you can. And reverse. And bring that down. And we get to do those two things on the other side. So ball is on your right hip, left leg in front, right leg behind, staggered. And you're going to use that right hand to help lift, or right fingertips, or none at all. You can have arms in a T or a V. You can bring them together if you want a lot of challenge. And then quick break. Top hand points, bottom hand out, or here, and we poke a hole in the ceiling. And relax, up and over you go. Ball comes underneath the rib cage. And then again, we're going to let that right hand be on the ground this time, but legs are stacked. Top leg up, and then teeny tiny circles. Other way. medium-sized circles, and reverse. And then big old circles, and reverse. Yeah. And relax. You can just spin over and let your body come into a little crouch and rest your head on the ball. You can intensify this stretch by coming up and letting the arms come out into a T position. Your final option, I'm not going to demo. You could keep walking and let the head drop over the ball here and get a nice stretch of the chest. Whichever option you've chosen, you're just going to roll yourself up on that ball and come up to a seated position. All right, little quick stretch here. We are on the ball, so keep that in mind. Cross your left ankle over the right thigh, but use your hands to press into the ball for stability, but also then you can push that hip back as you press the spine tall. Come on back through center. If you'd like to, bring that leg all the way over. If you want to, take the right hand, give a little extra rotation. And then back to center we go. Right ankle over the left thigh. Press into the ball to grow tall. Push away. And then that leg can come across. You can leave it there, or you can give it a little extra rotation. Back through center, uncross. Wide stance. I'm going to roll through that cat and open through that cow. Beautiful. All right. Give yourself a nice little bounce. I'm going to count down from 4. When we get to 1, you're just going to stand it up. So 4, maybe a little more enthusiasm with your bounce. 3, woo, 2, and 1.